BBC Radio Leeds, good morning. It's Steve taking you through until 2 this afternoon. I will stop my rant now and let's move swiftly on the BBC for West Yorkshire. Radio Leeds on a Saturday morning. Good morning. It's 11:15 on September the 11th. Now, of course, today is going to be remembered as the anniversary of one of the defining moments of recent history for the millions of us who watched the events of 9 years ago unfold on TV screens around the world. The images of the planes hitting the World Trade Center in New York and the towers collapsing, I'm sure, will never be forgotten by any of us. And today, there are going to be events to mark the anniversary of 9/11 over there, here in West Yorkshire, here nationally and around the world as well. On the 9th anniversary, what is the legacy left by 9/11 here in West Yorkshire? I mean, it marked a turning point in the way that we think about the security and terrorism of our own country, and it also highlighted the antagonism between Muslim extremists and the West as well, and that's had a knock-on effect for the Muslim community here in West Yorkshire. We're going to be talking more about that after 11 o'clock this morning here on BBC Radio Leeds. But with us in the studio now is Jonathan Taylor. Now, Jonathan is an acoustic singer-songwriter from Shipley. Good to speak to you. Thank you very much for coming in, appreciate it.
Hey, a very good morning.
Yeah, morning. You've written a song dedicated to the commemoration of those who lost their lives in the attacks. Just tell us where you were at the time and how you felt, because everyone remembers where they were.
Everybody does. I was working in Leeds, at a college in Leeds, and I kind of came home and just early turned on the television and caught the news. And you know, the images of those planes, because I didn't actually see it unfold. I saw, you know, the kind of aftermath, the replays, and you know, it was still to this day when you look at the clips of it, it's absolutely terrifying. You still watch it with complete disbelief that this happened.
Yeah. So how did this kind of inspire you to kind of put your feelings and dedicate a song to those people who were touched by 9/11?
Well, there was a series of programmes, and one in particular was a documentary made, and if I remember rightly, it was called Voices of the Towers, and it was just stories about people that had been trapped in the towers, trying to get messages to loved ones through the phones or whatever, and they were playing messages left on answer phone. You know, these terrible goodbyes from people trapped, and saying to the loved ones goodbye, and this is left on an answering machine, and people had come home and got these messages, and they were talking about how, you know, what these messages meant to them, how special these messages were. And I thought, well, you know, when I originally wrote the song, some people said, no, it's a step too far. You can't write a song about that. But when I saw this programme and I thought, well, no, if people are saying these messages are important to people, then I'm going to write this song about one of these messages left on an answer phone machine. And it kind of came from there. So it's the story of a man just trying to get hold of their loved one and just leaving this message. And
it's amazing, isn't it? It's quite ironic, really, that I've been down in London this week and I've been talking about the rush and the bustle and the very selfish, narrow-minded acts that you see going on, especially in rush hour, you know, people pushing people off train. And yet, when something like that happens, you know, it puts everything into perspective, and the number one thing is family.
Yes.
You know, and everyone has that in common.
Yeah. I think what happened that day, you know, over 3,000 people murdered in terrible circumstances. The world literally stopped. I think the world did stop, and I don't think it's been the same place ever since. No.
Well, just finally, I mean, you've written other songs as well, haven't you? I mean, how would you describe your music for people listening?
I think somebody used the word to me yesterday, orator, which is a new one for me, but they're from the heart, and they're almost stories. A lot of my music is very sad, and I write about the Holocaust, I write about the First World War, but equally I write love songs, I balance them. But they're very emotional songs, they come from the heart, and you know, nobody ever hates them, but people do say, I can't listen, it's too sad. That's okay, but they are just they're stories from the heart of real events, and if they somehow change something, then that's got to be a good thing. Yeah.
Now, you're performing live as well. I've got to mention this because we touched on the festival in Saltaire earlier. You're down there, aren't you?
Tomorrow, Roberts Park, kicking off with local guy Tim Moon at 11 o'clock. There's musicians all day, and I'm on second, I think, about 11:45. So I'm in the bandstand, the refurbished Roberts Park, as part of the Saltaire Festival, and it's absolutely beautiful. If you ever get a chance to go down to Saltaire, but get into the park, it's stunning. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I will be playing this song tomorrow in remembrance.
All right. Well, good luck with that. And just finally, then, thank you very much for coming in and taking the time to chat to us on the 9th anniversary of 9/11. Just introduce the song for us if you can.
The song is from the new album And All the King's Horses, and it's called If Only in Memory 9/11.
Smoke billowing out of the World Trade Center, the result of a plane crash, it's believed, which took place about half an hour ago in New York. An eyewitness said there was a huge explosion. They thought, in fact, that the blast had come from inside. Pictures, as I said, of the World Trade Center on fire as a result of a plane crash into the upper stories of one of the tallest buildings in New York. We have no immediate word at the moment on injuries or fatalities in the disaster. It happened shortly before 9 a.m. local time. One eyewitness said the plane was coming in low and it looked like it hit at a slight angle. Large holes are visible in two sides of the building. It's a 110-story building, one of the landmark Twin Towers in the southern part of Manhattan.
If only I'd stayed home with you. If only I'd slept in with you. And if only I'd stayed at home to do what I wanted to. Stayed in bed making love with you. My lover, if only. And I tried, but you would not pick up the phone. Yeah, I tried. Guess you're already gone from home. And I tried to ring your mom and dad, and every friend we knew and had. Believe me, I tried. This darkness came with the airplane, and we're dying. The jumpers jump to avoid the pain, and I'm crawling above the walls of flame. I wish I could see you again. My lover, if only. Please listen. I rang to say that I love you so. And I hope my message lets you know and it's time time to let your lover go. And I beg that it not be so. If only
Jonathan Taylor, an acoustic singer-songwriter from Shipley, marking the 9th anniversary of the September the 11th attacks in his own inimitable style. It's 10:56 on BBC Radio Leeds.